Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the JJ and Dioplatonis Philosophy Show. So this is our second episode, and this will be a really interesting discussion. I'm actually very excited for this one because it's quite relevant to my life. Because for many years I felt I was trapped in the world of conspiracy theories, kind of conspirological thinking, and it took me a while to notice that I was actually quite inaccurate in my thinking, and I didn't really think. I was just kind of listening to others and just allowing them to control my mind without kind of having my own perspective. So this will be our discussion today, and I'm sure Dioplatinus will have a lot of interesting perspectives to offer because we're on the same wavelength in many senses. So yes, that's my opening statement, and please, Dioplatinus, share. You start now with what you want to say.
Um, for me, I've never actually had like this well actually I might have. I think when I was like 16 to 18, I was somewhat caught in the web of conspiracy theories where I was like uh I was on the right wing and I was very uh with the MAGA sort of conspirological conspiracy theory thought. And that was, like you said, I was just letting other people think for me and not deciding to investigate the logical through line and how these theories actually work in the real world.
Exactly.
How there's limits to these things. Like the thinking is limited because if you don't analyze the logical outcome of these ideas, then you'll realize like you won't realize they're unrealistic or that they have a grain of truth that is being manipulated into, you know, just this massive web of lies.
Mhm, mhm. Yes, exactly. So I like your thought that there is some grain of truth to it, but then these conspiracy theorists they expand on it to kind of create a whole kind of I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to explain, I guess, in an abstract sense, but like
Yeah.
a structure. It's like they have part of the truth, but then and I link this, I think, partially because I kind of noticed this in myself that they have a paranoid kind of
Yeah.
personality disorder, I think. They're operating via paranoia, and because they operate via paranoia, they see links where there actually aren't any. If you understand
Yeah.
what I mean, that's what I've noticed. And so I don't know if I have anything to say now about this.
Well, I think maybe like the best way to handle this is instead of having paranoia, a healthy viewpoint would probably be more so having pronoia, wherein like you're like the world's actually trying to help one another. People in the world are trying to help one another.
Mhm.
They're not trying to come get me. They're not trying to
Yes, yes,
hurt
yes,
me.
yes, yes, yes,
They
yes, yes.
maybe they may have like a misguided or lacking self-awareness like idea of how to help one another. So, for instance, law enforcement may be like, well, I want to help people, so I'm going to incarcerate them. It's like, well, how does that help them? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yes, yes, yes,
It
yes. I
may even
understand.
make them more traumatized
Yes, yes,
and make
yes.
them worse.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Um, but they have good intentions nonetheless, which is very like the key aspect of that discussion, you know?
So now we can go back to the theoretical side, and I guess it's yes, practical side, etc. But now I'd like to go more into conspiracy theorists, the thinkers themselves, the people. So two
Yeah.
people that come to mind that were really impactful for me in a good sense and in a bad sense were Alex Jones. I don't know if you know of him, and David
I do.
Icke. And David Icke, do
Yeah.
you know of David Icke? Okay, so
Yes, I know.
okay, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so I'm really interested what you will say about these two. Now, after my investigations, I'll just say kind of what I think of them now, and then perhaps we can talk about their past. But now I actually think that, despite his faults, I think Alex Jones is closer to the truth because I think he actually recognizes his own limitations, perhaps, and because he contradicts himself a lot, it means that he's actually thinking maybe. Because I think if you contradict yourself, it means that you're trying to work something out, I guess. If you know what I mean. Whereas David Icke, he's so stuck in his ways. He thinks he knows everything, and he's if you observe him on Twitter, you notice that he's kind of lecturing everybody. He's saying, I get a sense of a holier than thou attitude. He thinks he's more holy than others, and this shows that perhaps he's there's something off with him. That's what I want to say for now. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
Um, yeah, I think David Icke, he's got interesting things to say, but it's mostly because he's coming from a form of like hyper Gnosticism, which to me, I think Gnosticism is like one of the ultimate conspiracy theories. And
Okay, please
he
explain.
takes that
Yes.
to its logical extreme.
Okay, so please expand on this if you can in any way.
Um, well, okay. Gnosticism is kind of like the cosmic conspiracy theory. It's like this taking that paranoia and making it cosmic, saying God is evil, God is out to get me, and God's angels are out to get me, and that is really dangerous. And I wouldn't say it's dangerous, but if you take it to a destructive path, then it can be dangerous, because it can lead to radical asceticism that is far too self-denying, and it can be dangerous to yourself, rather than another. Um, for instance, I mean, people could just die. I mean, they can um, starve themselves or uh, not reproduce, and then just take an antinatalist approach, and then the human race just dwindles because if everyone were agnostic, then we would go extinct. Um,
Yes. Okay, I can see some link here. Yes. Mhm.
and I think that's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but on an instinctual level, I feel like it is because there is a
Yeah.
part of me that's like, yeah, I think existence is good, life on Earth is good, and then there's another part that's like, well, there's also like a mass extinction going on.
Yes,
Like
I agree with
it's
you.
a highly complicated question,
I agree with you
and
totally. I mean, yes.
yeah,
I mean, ultimately, I think the best course of action is to affirm life. And this is where Nietzsche comes in. So we're both a fan of Nietzsche. We look at him from a different perspective, uh, but we both understand the importance of Nietzsche because Nietzsche, after all is said and done, after everything that he wrote, I think he ultimately affirmed life. Yes, and I think you have to do this to improve well, yeah, just improve your life. I guess that's a tautology, but yeah. So, but coming back to David Icke, so yeah, I definitely agree with you, Dioplatonis. He has a lot of interesting things to say. He does expose the elites. He does expose the evil nature of the elites. But it's just his. There's something wrong with his solution. I don't think he actually has any solutions. This is the problem.
yeah, he
And
doesn't.
and I think if you notice what he says, what he writes, he explicitly rejects Christ all the time. I don't know. I don't know. There's something strange about that. Perhaps I don't know how to explain it, but this is the impression that I get. Whereas Alex Jones, he does well. He says he believes in Jesus. I mean, I think he's authentic at the end of the day, despite what his mistakes. I think Alex Jones he's more of a real person, perhaps more authentic, and that's why overall I think his worldview is more kind of accurate.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, with Alex Jones, I think there's a certain level of conspiracy, these conspiracy theories get him in trouble a lot. So,
Mm.
like the Sandy Hook stuff, that had legal ramifications. Like the
Yeah, he went too
families of
far
the
there.
victims, yeah, they were like, no, 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 no. We are not paid actors. We are going to sue you. And that makes sense. That's a reasonable approach to that because if you lost a family member in a school shooting, you would most likely abhor this person that feeds people to harass you and like, oof, yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all.
Yeah. course, yeah. I mean, because you're not thinking about the victims, you're not thinking about their families. You're kind of denying their feelings, basically, because they've gone through so much trauma. Obviously, if they lost their kids, then their whole life basically collapses, right? And if you kind of deny what they went through, um, yeah, it's not a nice thing to do, isn't
It's
it?
a
Is it really?
it's a base level empathy thing,
Yeah, it's exactly base
and
level empathy, exactly.
and it,
I mean,
yeah,
I think he truly believed maybe that they were actors. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I guess he did say he has said sorry many times. So at least
does
he said
he?
sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's does he because he said sorry, but does he was he actually sorry?
I know. That's only he
Because
knows, right?
I don't know if he knows though. That's the thing. I
Mhm.
mean, he may be coming to some kind of understanding like me, where it's like, do you actually believe things, and is it better to just have like a suspension of belief on most subjects or all subjects, and try to follow the belief and disbelief through to its logical end? You know, and that is a good thing, I think. But if he does it in a way that's negative still, like if he doesn't have respect for the nuances and the intricacies of details and people's real lives, then that could be a problem. Yeah.
One thing I would say in defense of Alex Jones is that they're trying to kind of box him in now and just define him
Yeah.
by this event. I mean, he's done a lot of good, really. He really has. I think he's done a lot of good. He's woken up a lot of people. He's revolutionized the infosphere. So, his company InfoWars, yes. And we are living in this world. We are living in this information war because now we're living in the war of the mind. The war has changed. Before, war was based on like weaponry, etc. But now, really, they're trying to attack our minds and control our minds. And
Yeah.
this is where I think this is why Alex Jones is so important because I think he started this process, right? Him and well, David Icke, by extension. But yes, Alex Jones in America, David Icke in the UK. Yes. Um, well, do you have
So
anything to say, though, Linus?
yes, I do. Actually, I want to say, so are you aware of Benjamin Davies is Benjamin Davies, he has this
Oh no, I don't know who this is.
science of philosophy called paraphilosophy.
Okay, please tell us more.
And basically what it does is it tries to solve the subjectivity objectivity paradigm where like people want objectivity to consume subjectivity or subjectivity to consume objectivity.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
instead he says, well, it's a four quadrant like square, wherein it's like objectivity, superjectivity, objectivity, subjectivity.
Mhm.
And it kind of balances out, and superjectivity is a fractal that contains the rest of it within
Oh,
itself. So
interesting.
it's
Fractals.
recursive.
Oh, it's recursive fractals. So this is interesting because one of my sisters, she's a mathematician and she does research in fractal geometry.
Yeah.
Uh, and I guess perhaps here I don't know maybe there's no link here, but before when you were talking about conspiracy theories and about how we can't follow them through to their logical conclusion, right? Uh, I think there's a link here with Gödel's theorem, right?
Yes.
Aware of Gödel's theorem of incompleteness theorem, right? That
Yeah.
the system. Please correct me if I've explained it incorrectly, because obviously the viewers will be watching. But this is how I understand Gödel's theorem. There's always something that cannot be explained by any given theory, and it's outside of the theory, and it's not reducible. That's how I
Yeah.
understand it at the moment. I don't know much about this Gödel theory, but I just heard it on Twitter, etc., from other thinkers. And do you have anything to say about this, Dioplatonis?
From what I understand, I think you're correct, and it does tie directly into what I'm talking about. Um, and like the idea of what Davies is trying to talk, like his book is called The Shape of Knowledge, I think, and it's essentially saying like there is a certain degree of undefinability within knowledge relating to Gödel's incompleteness theorem. And it also ties into a lot of Eastern philosophy, Hegel. um, Kant, and how would I put it?
Take your time.
It, the way in which we think about conspiracy theories is usually isolated to one side or the other of this paradigm.
Mhm, mhm,
Either it's completely objective or it's completely subjective, meaning
mhm,
like
mhm,
I see the world this way and I can't allow myself to look outside of that. Or it's
mhm.
saying
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes,
this is
yes.
how things are
Brilliant form.
objectively
Brilliant. Yeah.
and this is how they have to be. And
The only way to overcome this is via discourse. So actually speaking to other people like we're doing now. It's the only way because otherwise you're trapped in your own mind and you don't break out. This is what I've noticed in
exactly.
my life. The other person is very important to kind of notice your mistakes and your errors and then kind of to set you on the right path.
Uh-huh. I
Definitely.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. So now, to end, one more issue. We can return to this topic of conspiracy theories in another video, but just to end this one because I think it's relevant for our times, I want to talk about the ethnic group beginning with J. Yes. So,
Okay, yeah.
so obviously, here this is contentious because obviously a lot of people are becoming more and more anti-J, others more pro-J. I mean, I've got a balanced view. I think that I judge everyone by their individual character, by their morals, their ethics, what they contribute to humanity. I'm not really on either side. I understand, obviously, we should be allowed to criticize the ethnic group beginning with J because just like there is an Italian mafia, there's a J mafia, yes. But at the same time, we
Yes.
can't then lump all J's into one box. And I think a lot of people are doing this now, and this is dangerous because you know we saw what happened. I don't know what 40,
Yeah.
60 years ago or whatever, 49, 45, 940 in the Second World War. So I wanted to hear your perspective, Dioplatonis, please.
Um, well, it's one of those things. It's important to realize that this group, as all groups, are not a monolith. So there's multiple subdivisions within it. So the Satmar or
Mm.
Haredi, or I mean, there's so many different like subdivisions within it,
Yes, yes,
and
exactly.
it's important to recognize the heresy going on in the Middle East as we speak,
So, so
because
you know
within
more
that,
about this theological aspect. So can you expand on
yeah,
this as much as you can, please, now, Dioplatonis?
within the ethno-religious background of the J group, um, there is a three oaths of exile thing that they are required to follow. So they can't go back to Israel and uh, scale the wall or build up the wall, which is what it's phrased as within the halakhic law. Um, they can't they can't be oppressed by the nations of the earth, and they can't rise up against the nations of the earth.
I
They're doing
see.
all three. Like I think there's also within that, like within the second one, or it might be the first, like they're not supposed to, like the nations of the earth are not supposed to oppress the J group.
Mhm, mhm.
And that, because it's a heresy, they have done terroristic attacks against their own people, their own people, and like supposedly trying to get them to convert to their heresy.
Mhm, mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand. October the 7th, right? You're referring to that event?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah. Well,
that
not
was a
just that.
setup. It sounds like a setup to me because even usually the what was it the gate or the wall, right, that separates
Yeah.
Palestine and Israel. Usually, like they can
They
even
just let it
detect
happen.
a cat walking around there, right, or whatever. But then suddenly, all the security suddenly stopped functioning, and then suddenly all of these people from Palestine just came, were able to cross
Yeah.
the barrier, yes, to cross the gate
They
and
just
the
ran
wall.
right through.
Yeah, so I mean, this is very suspicious to me. So these are
Same
one of
with
the conspiracy theories I believe in. Like it was a setup,
yeah.
surely.
I agree with that actually, because it's documented, like there's documentable evidence that is irrefutable saying, yes, the security was down.
Yeah.
there was a security failure,
Mm.
and that is indisputable. Like that is a fact. And the same goes for 9/11.
Exactly.
Same
Yeah.
goes for 9/11.
Yeah.
Um, they had like they could have had fighter pilots deal with it.
Hmm. Hmm.
They could have had people breach the like I don't know how they would do that if there's like some kind of capability where they could breach the or maybe even like remotely take control of the um flight controls.
Yeah. I mean, no
But
idea what happened there. To be honest,
but
no
yeah,
idea. Don't know how that happened.
they had great technology back then, and we still do. So I imagine if that's possible, then they probably could have,
Mhm. Yeah.
which is a bit absurd to say, but there is documented evidence saying, yeah, they didn't have TSA agents, they didn't have, uh, yeah, it's quite absurd
How old were you?
how
How old were you when 9/11
I was
happened?
1 years old. I was a one
Uh,
year old.
I remember actually. I was around. Wait, I was six. Was it 2001? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I was 6 years old. Yes, I was in primary school. I still remember the day it happened. Actually, I think we were sitting in the tapestry. They call it the tapestry. So it was like a room in our school with like a special carpet or something. And we were just sitting there as little children. And suddenly we got this information about a major event. And it was weird. And then so I think suddenly we all went home. I think that the last lesson was cancelled, and we just all went home. I think I remember, this is what I remember. It's like a faint memory, but yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
What do you think? Do you want to talk about anything else, Dioplatonis, or do you want to finish up with that? Or
no, I think that's about it. I mean, with 9/11, there were like multiple aspects of that day that just are weird.
yeah. Oh, I think
And
let's do a separate video about that because
yeah,
it's too much for this one. So we
I
can.
don't feel like it's like very easy to get into the conspiracy theories about it, and it's beyond the point at this point.
Yes. Yes. Okay, brilliant. So, uh, by the way, Dioplatonis, do you make any videos on your channel about conspiracy theories before? Because I can link them at the end.
Um,
You can send it on my email if you do find one.
okay, yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think
because
so.
I'll
I might
link a
have
couple of my ones on the description and on the the what's the final page called on YouTube? The
uh
when the video ends.
description. Yeah.
You know when the video ends and you've
Oh,
got the
the title card
title card.
or the
Yes.
not the title card.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm
The
talking
linked
about.
videos.
Yes, yes. It links to other videos. So I'll add your video if you have any, and then one of mine because
Okay,
some more information there for the
thank you
viewers
very much.
to analyze. Anyway, yes. Any final words, Dioplatonis, before?
No, I think that's
No.
about it. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah, thank you very much as well. It was a pleasure speaking to you. It's great to speak with someone who's on the same wavelength because
Yeah,
it's just well, it's not that often that you come across such people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Okay,
here.
thank you once again, Dioplatonis. Subscribe to Dioplatonis' channel. Well, it'll be linked on the video, but yes, and yes,
Subscribe
that's all.
to JJ too.
Yes, thank you, Dioplatonis. Yes, subscribe to my channel. And yeah, this was a great discussion, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. And yes, once again, if you made it this far, if you're still listening, we're very grateful for your time, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.
All right.